You block that word in the chat?
Yeah, I did.
You
I
did?
did.
Good. Good.
I did. Well, I don't know about the chat, but I did it on my homepage. Did it on my homepage. Let's see if we working. See if we working with something.
Excuse me.
See if we working with something. Still no?
You have to create it again.
I did.
Okay. Okay, you did. Yeah, I see it.
But I don't see us though.
It hasn't started yet.
Yeah, I don't see us.
I'm waiting scheduled for.
Oh, there you go. There we go. There we go. Now we in there. Let me move Jose. Let me move Jose. Hold on. Let me move you out the way.
Yep, we up.
All right. So pardon the technical difficulties. I don't know what happened, but stuff happens when you do live streams. So nice. It is what it is. You got the intro, but we back. And welcome back to another episode of Ravens Roundup. Chris will be here shortly. Mikey's still working. I got my guy Hendo here with me. Got Jose and B. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Baltimore Ravens and a little bit of football in general for week 4 of the NFL season. But before we do that, and while we let people kind of work their way back in here, because I screwed it up. So if you want to blame somebody, blame me. I screwed it up. It is what it is. But, 4 letters too. But we're going to keep this thing pushing. Hendo.
Yes, sir.
Before we get started, again, while people are coming back in and finding the stream and whatnot from what I messed up, let the people know that are already here where they can find you. And before we do that, I had already gave y'all 50 tally points. I was being nice because y'all had already hit the 25 likes before we even got started. So I had already gave y'all 50. So I ain't giving you 25 this second time. But go ahead.
You can find me on the Rogue Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Put out videos 3 to 4 times per week. I may be coming back to live streaming. I don't know. I did a test stream with some new software the other day, just seeing how that works. As far as my channel is concerned, live streaming, we'll see. But yeah, you can find me there.
Appreciate you, Rave. Rave say the real round table, not the fake or made up one. Hey, that's real talk. Real talk. Rave Kingdom said that. Real talk.
Appreciate it.
Jose and B.
Yes, sir.
What y'all got going on?
Yes, me and B are the Lunch Break Hot Take. We do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Sometimes a lot of times we stream after the games. We did one last night. That was late. Okay, but we did it. And we do an overtime show where we talk about anything and everything. You can find that on our Patreon at patreon.com/LBHT show. And you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the same thing at LBHT show. So check us out.
All right. And so with that thing tripping, I'm making sure all my timers are off because you might see a few ones that pop up. Like there is no call in right now. That was from earlier today. We had an amazing call in show. So if you didn't see that, a bunch of good callers today. I think we had like 7 or 8. All good questions, all good commentary. And, so make sure you go check that out when you get a chance. Not now. Not now. But Baltimore Ravens basically, and I'm stealing a word from your stream, Hendo, humbled the Buffalo Bills. Now, like I said, I started watching the video. I'm not finished with it. Okay. But can you go into a little bit more detail about what you saw in old boy's stream yesterday?
So, like I said, it all started. Did I tell the story last week?
Oh, hold on, my bad. I'm sorry, Hendo. I forgot. I'm off. We got a victory yesterday. Salute everybody out there. Everybody got a chalice. Salute. And if you don't have a chalice, you can get one. Go to patreon.com/sip-the-tally. Get that gunslinger menu. That gunslinger tier. And you can have one of these on your way to you. I think D Boulder is the latest one to get his. And he texted me a couple days ago and saying that he received it. Hope you're enjoying it, D Boulder. Cheers. Victory Monday.
Salute.
You know what you got? Some vegan strawberry mix.
Actually, it was some lemonade because the Ravens won. I poured a little wine into it, so
okay,
lemonade wine.
Gotcha.
Vegan wine,
mostly. Yes, vegan wine, but mostly lemonade.
Gotcha. Now I'm sorry. Back to your story. I apologize.
So last Thursday was starting work. Saw a stream of a dude that had conversations with. He's a Buffalo Bills fan. His name is Dan Mitchell. He was in there talking about how the Ravens were the 32nd ranked pass defense, how the Buffalo Bills were going to show them who the real one was, how the Ravens are a franchise that no longer exists. It's just the mystique of the Ravens defense and Lamar Jackson. So I said, all right, keep that same energy. After the game, I'm going to see you. But I decided I'm going to go on the stream while the game's going on. And Derrick Henry, right out the gate, 87 yards, humbled him real quick. But he's like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. After it was 14-0, his stream kind of switched to, well, guys, we can only hope for the best. And if I take my shirt off, they're going to win. Because every time I take my shirt off, they win. Took his shirt off. We scored another touchdown. He's like, listen, guys, it's one setback. We can go 16-1. Like, he was humble really quick. And by the end of the stream, he was like, why don't y'all just put us out of our misery? The Ravens are who we thought they were, and we just not ready. So, he did a 180 and came around to it. Even his fans were like, man, them Ravens, boy, that AFC North football is something a little bit different.
It is different. It's tough. It's physical. You better run the ball because you're not just going to sit back there and throw it all day long. You better be able to run the ball. And appreciate your beat for dropping 5. He said, player from the Himalayas. I see y'all is back. Yeah, we back. I hit the wrong button, I guess, when I switched over to bring everybody back in. But it's it's on me. I mess up from time to time. I ain't perfect, but nobody is.
We've all done
but
it.
The thing about me is different from somebody else. When I mess up, I'll admit it. I ain't gonna call no names or point no initials. JH. But with that being said, man, let's kind of get into our questions. And again, Chris will roll in here in a minute. Let me pull them back up since I messed everything up. First question. All right. After going 2-2 in the first quarter of the season, and this question is for the panel and y'all in the chat box, so y'all can answer this in the chat box as well. After going 2-2 in the first quarter of the season, how do you feel about the overall team so far? Like, where do you think the team is headed after going 2-2 in the first quarter of the season? Because I look at the season in quarters. 4 games a pop, 4 games a pop, 4 games a pop until that last 5.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't look good the first couple of weeks. They didn't look good the first 3 weeks, honestly. And they looked great this past Sunday, right? But the thing is, I mean, we're gonna kind of talk about it a little more on some of the other questions, but I don't think that the way that they won this game and the majority of the Dallas game is really sustainable. But it's working for now, and I mean, as long as it's working, you do it until somebody stops it, right? So I don't know. I think that they should beat the hell out of Cincinnati next week, but after that, we'll see.
I'm kind of with B. We're just doing the John Harbaugh thing like usual. We don't really get up for those games that we think we should win. Except the Kansas City game, obviously that was a big one. He just we just didn't pull that one out. But the Raiders game was it's this vintage Harbaugh loss, and the Dallas game, a vintage Harbaugh almost choke job, and the Buffalo game, a vintage, hey, my back's against the wall, I gotta save my job here, and they look great. And it's just how many more are we going to see of these throughout the year? I feel a little bit more optimistic just because Lamar's looking great. Lamar is taking that next step. Nobody's talking about it, but I think Lamar has elevated his game even more. Okay. Like, he's at the point now where he's demanding more of the team, making players execute, right? Like, we talk about quarterbacks making players better. He's holding them accountable, making sure that they execute better. So yeah, they should look better going forward. But this is exactly why I like to have our schedule a hard schedule and no gimmies. Yeah, because it keeps our feet to the fire. It keeps John Harbaugh's feet to the fire. So we'll see. Cincinnati does not look good, but they're talented, right?
All that.
And if we go in there sleeping on them, they could beat us. So we'll see. We'll see how focused we are moving forward.
For me, I'm gonna say I remain non-committal to having judgment about them because we don't know what we're getting from week in to week out now. Like I said, started off great against Kansas City, went in against the Raiders, did what we did, Dallas. And to me, John Harbaugh, Jose said it best. When his back is against the wall, we do well. Primetime games, we do well. But you could see in his face during the Dallas game when they started coming back, John Harbaugh just had that look on his face like, not again. Like he just lost everything. Like you could see his soul leaving his body. But then when they pulled out the win, he's back to me. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, last night running all his mouth. So, but I don't know if he's actually confident in what this team can do because we don't know. Every team has presented different challenges for us, and every team has been suspect in certain areas. So, like Jose said, I would like a stronger schedule to see where we're at. So I'm gonna remain non-committal about with this team, but I do like what he said about Lamar Jackson taking control of this team. There were a couple of times in the game last night where Lamar audibled to a play and got us a first down. And I like the fact that he's going to the line and seeing the defense, being that he has time to actually get to the line and survey the field instead of just getting there and it's like 3 seconds left. He can look at it and he's making these audibles. He's taking charge and he's taking command. He's yelling at people like, yo, this was acceptable in the past, but I'm not going for this. I'm not going for this anymore. Like, I'm trying to win. If you're not with me, let's go. And I think he even has Derrick Henry on his side because I don't know what him and Ronnie Stanley was arguing about, but he was like, yo, and I know Ronnie Stanley, like, you'll be dude. I don't really mess with you, but I don't know what this team really is because from week in to week out, we see different things. We see certain spurts of dominance. Like there are times during the season and during games, during that Kansas City game, that first score, I'm like, yo, we're going undefeated. Last night, the first 2 times we got touchdowns, I'm like, yo, nobody can stop us.
Right.
But it's just certain things that kind of shift and change. And the Cincinnati game is a divisional game. So it's going to be closer than a lot of people think. Cincinnati doesn't have the defensive talent to stay with Baltimore technically. The offense is sputtering. We don't know. But for me, something that a lot of us may not have thought before the season started is the week after versus Washington. That's going to be a test.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
hey, Coach Chris is here.
Okay, let me get Chris.
Hold
in.
up, Chris.
Hold on. Let me get Chris in. 1 second, good people. I want to hear Chris's thoughts on this also.
Chris, what cup is that? I see you got one of your daughter's cups.
Yes, sir. Unicorned out.
Okay. I just tossed out my old Sophia the First and who was the other one? Doc Stuffins. I used to have a collection of those cups.
That mean them kids growing up. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Hey, when my boys was little, there was a bunch of times I ain't had no cup around. You rinse this sippy cup out. Don't put the top on it.
Hey man, yo, one of my tumbler bottles that I put the protein shake in, it broke. So I put my stuff in like a little sippy cup that has like a sunflower on it.
So, how long you been there, Chris? Have you heard the first? We on the first question. Did you hear it?
No, I heard Hendo's answer.
Okay. Let me see. JT41 donated $5. He says, yo, did you see the Ravens legend Steve Smith Sr. orchestrating the band? I saw it, but I didn't see what he did. I saw him walking on the field. I didn't actually see what he did. I'm going to go back on YouTube because I know it's on YouTube. I'm going to go back on YouTube and check it out. But I do know he was dressed out with the Ravens marching band. Did you guys see what he did?
No, I didn't.
He let him out there. Y'all can keep him.
Oh, he ain't Panthers legend no more?
No.
He just okay. Well, we'll take him then. We'll take him. But the question was, after going 2-2 in the first quarter of the season, how do you feel about the team so far?
I mean, it's more of the kind of like the same thing that we've been seeing with the Ravens. You know, like some weeks they look dominant, then some weeks it's stagnant, and I think Harbaugh said like they're looking for consistency,
right?
And we're looking for consistency too. It would be good to see. I mean, I don't want to see them peak right now, like because you don't want to peak early in the season,
right?
But I would just like the way yesterday's game went, like the way Monken was calling plays. It seems like he's in a good groove right now over the last 2 weeks as far as calling plays to help the offensive line out. And if we can see that groove like just last the whole season, because teams are going to adjust. Obviously, it's only 4 games into the season, so teams are going to adjust. Now we got to see the counter to that, to whatever other teams want to do. And I think once we see that counter, we'll have a better idea of how this team will be. Because now, if you can have answers in the run game, and then also when they try to take the run game away, Now you have those answers in the pass game. Now you're more of a complete team, and that'll show me more, and that'll give me more confidence, hopefully in the playoffs. So we'll see. But I just want to see that consistency keep building and gain that momentum as the season goes on.
And as for myself, offensively, I like the fact that he's starting to figure out like how to best use the guys up there. I like the fact that the play action had receivers wide open, and we used it more than we had been using it. But after that very first run, every play action should have been like super open, because that means you had to bite on every run fake from the pistol or from under center after that very first run. That set the tone for the whole game right there. Defensively, I think Orr has figuring out how to use the personnel better. I still don't think he's got the best out of it, because you're about to get some guys back that he may want to play over other guys. But I do like what I'm seeing from. I think 44's best game was yesterday. That was his best game he's played in a long time. Long time. And most of the time, if I'm not mistaken, he was in the slot. So I think both coordinators are starting to figure out personnel and put them in best situations to get the most out of them. Now, like you said, Chris, it got to be consistent. But yesterday was a good starting spot to work on that ascension toward December and January football, especially, getting to a groove. And the good thing about it is we went 2-2 in the first 4 games. We ain't but 1 game out of first place in the AFC North.
Yeah.
And everyone's healthy.
Right. And I always say you are what your record says you are. But for us, I kind of pulled back on it, because I thought we were better than 0-2 and 1-2. And this week kind of showed it. Because I think my power rankings, I had them the number 2 team. And, we showed up and did them in. What we did to them, Hendo?
Huh?
What we did to the Bills?
Did them dirty.
He
humbled them.
Humbled them. There you go. I'm going to keep coming back to that.
Okay.
That's a theme for the night.
Oh, no, we humbled a lot of their fans.
Humbled them. All right, second question for chat and panel. So chat, y'all answer this as well. Defensively, Zach Orr called his best game of the year. How, in your opinion, did they slow down the high-powered Bills?
For me, I think it was mainly the fact that, they blitzed a lot, right? But that in and of itself, it doesn't do a whole lot. But they got pressure on Josh Allen. It was like 45% of his dropbacks or so, right? And you get pressure on the quarterback, and that's gonna ruin their night. Whether you're getting sacks, they were hitting them and everything. Kyle Van Noy was outstanding. Obviously we all know it's Travis Jones out there. But I think it really was getting the pressure on him, and then of course the offense scoring early and maintaining that lead took their run game away, and so now you're just kind of teeing off on Josh Allen. You're getting the pressure on him, and he wasn't able to take advantage of the back end like the last 3 teams you played.
Yeah, don't like what B said. Striking first, and I was listening to part of this this one Bills fan stream over at Bills Fanatics. There's a few of them over there, but he said it. He's just like, what the Bills like to do is kind of read you in that first drive. They might even let you score that first drive, but they kind of figure out what you're going to do. But the problem last night was the Ravens scored on the very first play, so they didn't get anything out of that first drive other than just giving up points. And then, they didn't score, and then they're using that second drive to try to read what you do, but they're already down 14 points at that point. And it's like, well, that limits what we can do, so much for the run game and all that. So it's just, you get behind, it changes your game plan. Even if you get behind by 1 touchdown early on, depending on the coach, it could, like it derails them. Like that happens to us all the time, and we just kind of did it to them first. So yeah, that helps out the defense a lot. You have some longer sustaining drives. I think Justice Hill really helped extending drives, keep the defense fresh, especially in that first half. And that was, it was obviously a game changer.
Jose, just so you know, that wasn't an alarm to tell you to wrap it up. That's my nightly reminder to floss.
Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up.
That's my nightly reminder to floss before I go to bed.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I agree with what Jose and B said. It was I think the main thing you could tell the main focus was to take away Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't let him get loose, contain him, keep him in the pocket as best as you can. And although they haven't been playing like it, we know that the secondary has talent on the back end, and it's like you got to trust those guys to make the plays. And they dropped some interceptions, but for the most part, they played well. They were able to, stick on their man. And even some of those completions that Josh Allen had, minus that deep shot, that crazy pass that he had, a lot of those were tough catches, tough passes. Like, Brandon Stevens got to get his head around, but I mean, his hand is right there. That's pretty damn good coverage for a back shoulder throw.
Florida State, baby.
So
SMU, baby.
So I thought they did a good job of containing Josh Allen and not letting him get loose.
For me, it's pretty simple. Like, it's everything that you guys said, but it was just Mike Tyson's punch out. It was Glass Joe. As soon as they hit him in the mouth, it was just like, what do we do now? And I think they didn't know what hit him. And for a lot of athletes, it's about confidence. And I think the Ravens, once they took that lead off the first play, the confidence just rose up. And the defense was like, yo, theoretically, we only have to stop one person. They don't have Stephon Diggs. These wide receivers are good. Shakir's okay. My boy's a rookie, but they don't really have anybody. If we can shut down Cooks, it's a wrap. And we just focus on Josh Allen. And if you look at Josh Allen throughout the beginning of this year, he's been good, but he's played some lesser teams, and he hasn't been the Josh Allen of old where he's out there just throwing strikes because he doesn't have that number one receiver. And the Ravens knew this. So it's just like, yo, if we can just kind of calm down these little guys and let them get their 5-7 yard completions and just smack them in their mouths. Because there was a couple of times Kyle Hamilton, Roquan hit them dudes, and you could just see a couple of them like, nah, this ain't for me, bro. And I think that just the spirit of playing this game left them early, because you could tell by the second half, a lot of them guys is like, we gonna lose. I don't want to play this game. So I just think with just the confidence that we had and the confidence that we took from them, that made things a lot easier for both coordinators. But they still both called a great game.
As far as I think he started to implement a little bit more of his exotic stuff. He was able to confuse some stuff, because I saw Josh Allen like pump faking. The thing was, I think Josh knew that they couldn't block the front four, so they had a lot of quick game stuff called, and we actually brought guys down and took away the first reads. And so by the time he tried to come to his second and third, Travis Jones, Oway, Kyle Van Noy was getting through them blockers and on his case. And then when he did scramble, other than the one where he got behind Eddie, for the most part we gave him hell. Yeah. We gave him hell. I just hate that we let him go to his right all the time. But then once you rush, and sometimes you can't really control which way he roll out, but he liked to go to his right because he can still throw with that hand, because he don't want to throw across his body. But for the most part, I think Orr did a good job of mixing stuff up and showing different looks, and the DBs did a good job of playing in the box. But I should have known something was different at the pregame when Rodney Harrison interviewed Kyle, and he asked him, he said, what guy should I look out for on the defense? And Kyle, with a straight face, said, anybody in black. We should have known.
And Coach, you called it too. You put out that video, scouting them and what game plan the Ravens should have, and you said, we need to get home with our front four, not blitzing. Yep. And that's exactly what they did.
We had their tackles are average, but I think our edges were better than their tackles. I think Osiris Torrance is very bad, and they kept trying to isolate Matabike or Travis Jones on Osiris, and that gave us the push up the middle. And then when he tried to get to the edge, we won enough to kind of put some heat on him, where when he was getting out of the pocket, he didn't come straight down the line. He had to go backwards and out the pocket. So that made his throws longer and harder. Pause.
And you mentioned somebody who I think maybe shouldn't get as much playing time. Eddie Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Ardarius back there.
Yeah,
I agree. I
Yep.
agree.
because I don't think he played that garbage time, did it?
He didn't play much, no.
Yep. Hendo. Oh, so Hendo, this is I'm finna veer off a little bit. My next door neighbor, like at work, he went to that game Saturday, and he said that all the people in Dallas, they were so nice, and they were welcoming and all this stuff and yada yada yada. But once the game started, they turned to Jekyll and Hyde. Say the people was throwing stuff at Florida State, and I say, yeah, they didn't forget. Because Florida State called out SMU, said we do not want them in the ACC. They're not good enough. The people ain't forget. So they say it was throwing stuff at them and all kinds of stuff. Not just the football, like trash out the stands.
Well, next time, take a battery, hit the quarterback in his neck.
That's messed up. The students didn't, the players didn't do that,
Right. The administration did that.
Yeah.
I hope it wasn't a head coach because he ain't good enough to coach in the ACC.
Never mind. I ain't gonna even get on that tangent. I feel the type of way about that. But Miami undefeated, ain't that right, B?
Goddamn right there.
Miami undefeated, ain't that right, B?
Try to cheat them. You can't keep them down. You can't keep them down.
Let's go to question number 3. All right. Now, not to be like, everything ain't always squeaky clean.
Right.
So I don't recall Roquan and Trent making impactful plays. Is it concerning, or is it just par for the course, or they just playing their role in defense? Because I just don't see them making impact. I see guys on the front line making impactful plays. I see guys on the third level making impactful plays. But I don't see Trent and Rowe making. And that don't mean they playing bad, but I'm just wondering like what's going on. Because Rowe did have 12 tackles last week, but 12 tackles could be down the field. They not jumping off the screen to me like some of the other positions. Is it me, or do y'all feel that way?
I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned with Trenton. I'm not for certain that Zach Orr really knows how to utilize him right now, and he's working his way towards that. I'm not concerned about Roquan, but your eyes aren't lying to you. Yes, he's making the tackles, and the fact that all of these publications have to keep saying Roquan had 12 tackles this game, where you probably only saw 2 of them, they're trying to emphasize what he's doing out there because he has not made an impact since before the AFC Championship game. He came out the AFC Championship game, ran his mouth about Kansas City, disappeared. Ran his mouth for the first game of the season, disappeared. And I think he's trying to build himself back up. But somebody, I don't know if it was one of you gentlemen on this panel here, somebody said don't give $100 million to an off-ball linebacker. And they did. And that was coming to bite us in the ass. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, no, go ahead, Chris.
No, I just want to know, did he get burped over the offseason?
No, I heard somebody say that it's actually the 20 mil per year that's weighing him down. That's why he's running that 5.
Oh, so he's playing football with pockets. He running around with cash in his pocket.
Listen, the pocket's full though.
Jewels in his
No, I know what it is. He got the hand warmer. He got it up under his jersey, but it's full of money.
It's full of bouillon.
Got some gold bricks.
Hey man, I know a stripper that's built like him.
Hey, he did flatline James Cook one play though.
He definitely did.
He flatline James Cook. I know Cook was looking like where that truck come from.
We got like $20 million right there.
Right. He took all the stacks and threw them at James Cook. But I ain't worried about them right now because they ain't making plays that costing us. They just not making plays that they probably just doing their job and they just not showing up. That's what I'm assuming. They doing their job and not really showing up because and I haven't got to the defensive all 22 yet, just the TV copy. But I had a caller today that talked specifically about Trent Simpson, and he had a good point. He mentioned that Trent should probably go down in some of our pass rush situations and play edge like he did when he was at Clemson. And he was like, if they just teach him how to rush, and I was like, no, you ain't got to teach him how to rush. He already know how to do it because he did it at Clemson. Did you slide one of those? Because I know one play they had Matter BK at the 4-eye and had Owe over the guard. and Oweh ran past Osiris Torrance like he was a white sheep. So, they got a bunch of packages they can do. They just got to, mix that thing up and get exotic and get nasty with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that's all the defensive questions. Oh, no, I got one more. Defensive question. How do y'all feel about Kyle Hamilton playing the sub linebacker package? And what that is, they'll pull for some. I mean, I don't agree with it, but you can't take Roy out because he got the green dot. They'll take Trent out and put Kyle down there at like that second linebacker. How y'all feel about that?
I like it. I like him around the line of scrimmage. Like to me, that's where he makes his biggest impact around the line. Like he wants to be physical. He wants to, be around the ball, and I like that because he can. You don't know if he's rushing the passer. You don't know if he's playing man. You don't know if he's dropping in the zone, and he could cover so much ground. And it's like the way Mike McDonald used him was like the queen on the chessboard. Just move him all around at all different types of places. Put him on wide receivers. Put him on tight ends. He could cover the flat and take a running back out if he needs to. So I like that, and his timing as a blitzer, it might be the best on the team as far as DBs are concerned. So I love having him around the line of scrimmage because to me, having him on the back end, you're not really maximizing his talent, in my opinion. I feel like around the line of scrimmage, that's where you get the best Kyle Hamilton.
I don't know, man. I think Marlo had a great had great timing on that one play. He just couldn't finish.
Yeah, he did.
Whew. Yeah.
But I agree with Chris. I think it's good to have him there. Like he's a playmaker, and you got to have him where the action's at, right? Like if he's just hanging out in the back of the defense, it's less opportunity for him to impact the game. And they need to shuffle guys around and kind of find their stride because they did not play well the first 3 weeks. They played great this week, and maybe they are finding that now. But yeah, they needed them to make some changes and see if they can get some of those guys going.
It probably helps with those short slant routes that we've been getting burned on as well. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
You mean Roquan, right?
Well, all the linebackers.
It ain't just Roquan. It's all of them.
Yeah.
But what I think they've been doing is they'll have everybody up and they'll drop to their different zones, kind of camouflage it, and the other teams are just finding like open spots and just sitting there, which we're allowing those quick throws. But once because we still trying to rush with 4, we ain't blitzing as much as people think we are. Because even when we come like with maybe a nickel blitz, one of them defensive linemen on the other side dropping out, so you still ain't bringing but 5 at most. So people think it's a lot of blitzing, but it's not. We're just trying to confuse the O-line. It ain't as much blitzing as people think it is.
I have a legit question before we go to offense.
Go ahead.
Has Marcus Williams played this year?
Marcus Williams has played this year, and Marcus Williams should have probably been in that question with Roquan and Trent Simpson probably.
Because I haven't seen him at all.
Yeah, he probably should have been in that question with Trent and Roquan. I don't recall him doing anything to cost us anything this week, but I don't recall him doing anything to help us either. Like even Eddie had a pressure where he probably should have had a sack, but he just couldn't tackle Josh Big Self. Josh was flat. Get back, little dude.
Playing patty cake with him.
Right, get back, little dude. I'm trying to throw the ball down the field. Get back. But at least he got him off the spot or whatever. But I don't know what's going on with Marcus, man. But the thing is, when we get ready to move off Marcus, we got 2 dudes ready to be there. Sanusi and Bo Braid. And I got the utmost confidence in those guys. I don't think they're going to get to play much this year, but I like what I saw from them in the preseason, that in the future with the proper grooming, they're going to be straight. Them 2 going to be straight.
I just hope we can get this kind of pressure next week because we can definitely take Joe Burrow down a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Julian said the intro graphic on Sunday Night Football said Marcus was rated 75 out of 75 rated all safeties.
I did say that. That's right.
Did it really?
So that means he last out of the last. He the man. He ain't even the man sitting next to the man.
Yo.
That's wild. All right, let's transition to offense. Let's see. All right, the wide receivers haven't been involved a lot in the past 2 games. What can the Ravens do to get them more? To get them more involved.
Roll the ball.
Catch the ball. Catch the ball when it's thrown to him.
Yeah, that's
I mean, they had, what was it, 19 pass attempts, I think, this week.
18, I think.
18, and then it was like 15 the week before. Like, they're not going to be involved,
Right.
especially when you're throwing the ball to Justice Hill more than anyone else on the team. And that's what I was kind of alluding to when I said I don't think it's sustainable the way they won the last two weeks. They have to have those guys, Zay and Bateman and them involved, but they just didn't need it these past 2 weeks.
Right.
So, I mean, we'll see moving forward, but I mean, you're not going to be involved when you throw the ball 15 times. It's just,
well, I mean,
like,
they're waiting for the O-line to improve on the pass protection. They're finding ways to be creative to protect that O-line from getting exposed in that area, which is just smart. I mean, Chris talked about that a couple weeks ago. Like, hey, this is what you have. You gotta come up with schemes and work around it, and that's what they're figuring out right now. Now, when we actually need to drop back and pass, are they going to be able to hold up? I think they're trying to buy their time, because I feel like that too. Like, give them at least like 6 weeks or so to really gel and see what we have there, and hopefully they start to figure things out. Rosengarten looks much better, right? We'll see about the rest of the O-line. That's the hope. As the season goes on, they get more comfortable and they can hold up in pass protection, and then we can open up the pass game a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, if the defenses aren't stopping the run, there's no need to throw the ball. But like B said, there's going to be a game eventually, whether it's next week, the week after, whatever, 10 weeks from now, there's going to be a time where there's a team that can take away the run, and you're going to have to throw the ball. So that's why with the first question, I say it's kind of incomplete, because we need to see them in those situations and how Monken reacts now to that, and how the offensive line responds to that now.
The reason I asked that is because I know, like, on a much lower level, being around wide receivers and being in offenses where you can run on people, and then when you do have to throw it, them just not being locked in, which is what I think happened with Mark, which is what I thought happened with who dropped the ball in the end zone, Bateman, because you're blocking, and they are being selfless. I'm not complaining, because they blocking their butts off.
Yeah,
they are blocking their butts off. But I'm just saying, like, they're I don't want to say attention span, but because they know they're not getting a lot's not coming to them, they kind of lose focus. And so when they do come, they just, like, they not locked in. So that's what I was saying. I ain't saying abandon a run or throw it to them a certain number of times, but I'm just saying, how do we keep them involved? How do we keep them mentally sharp, so when we do need them, that they ain't dropping the balls? Because, I mean, if you count them 3 drops yesterday, Lamar would have had 2 incompletions, probably right around 200 yards, another touchdown, and probably a perfect passer rating, or right around a perfect passer rating.
Yep.
And still running for 200 and something yards. Yeah. I'm just saying. Like, like I said, I wasn't saying that to complain. I just was wondering, how do we keep them mentally sharp so they can, stay involved in the game, because they are blocking their butts off. Like, on the Derrick Henry touchdown, I think Zay and Likely, that was Bateman and Likely out there blocking their butts off. So shout out to them guys. They no block, no rock certified for this week, because they was getting it done, all of them, all the tight ends and the receivers out there.
Well, since we're giving shout outs, I'm giving a shout out to Tyler Wallace, because he's out there blocking his ass off all game, and they don't even throw the ball his way. He stays locked in.
He sure do. You right about that, Hendo. You are certainly right about that.
I don't think there's a problem with them staying locked in, right? Like, okay, they had a couple of drops. Great wide receivers are going to have drops, right? But they
I seen D-Hop drop 3 before I walk back here.
Yeah, I mean, they get passes in volumes, We talked about that last week or 2 weeks ago when we played the Raiders. Adams dropped a touchdown pass, I believe, but we forgot because he caught everything else after that. It's just we don't get as many passes thrown around out here, so the drops, the missed opportunities are more amplified. But I don't think they have an issue, focusing on the game.
But I definitely think with and this is kind of foreshadowing a little bit with with Cincinnati losing DJ Reader, the plan shouldn't change much. I hadn't looked at them yet, but with them losing DJ Reader, and I know they got the rookie from Michigan, Chris Jenkins.
Junior.
Yeah, Junior.
Yeah, but I know DJ Reader was a different individual.
Hey, coach, you ain't gotta look at him. Defense is garbage.
I still got to look at them though.
I mean, I know you give it up the fan. The defense is hard. That's the reason why they're only 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like being reintroduced to the Jenkins family this week.
Sorry, B. My bad. I didn't mean
But,
to bring
but
that
the
up.
thing is, it's not even necessarily about the defense. I mean, partially it is obviously, but what's going to take away Baltimore's run game is if Cincinnati gets the ball first and they throw a touchdown to Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, and if they get out in front, you will stop running, just like Buffalo didn't really give James Cook the ball. Just like any OC who gets behind stops running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's important for Baltimore to get the ball first, get the run game going, score, and then kind of maintain that, and have their defense get a couple of stops so they can get a couple scores ahead. Because when it's close or you get behind is when Derrick Henry's going to disappear.
Right. Gotcha. Because he can't get carries. You down 14.
Right.
I mean, he could, but
he could and he should.
But
Yeah,
he should.
He
He should, but there are probably 0 out of 32 offensive coordinators who would give him carries down 14.
Right. Well, one out of 33 that would.
Yeah.
Unless we down 21 in the fourth, or maybe late third, Derrick Henry getting that rock. Because you see what one carry can get you out of Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
All right. Did I miss anybody on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Moving on. We got 2 more. Some people have mentioned that the Ravens should listen to offers for Mark Andrews. Do you guys think Mark Andrews should be traded?
No.
Hell yes.
What offers do you think they getting?
Right. Yeah.
First of all, Jose, I don't appreciate you stealing my answer. I mean, I'm hearing people saying we should trade Mark Andrews for a number 1 wide receiver. Who won't give up a number 1 wide receiver for a dude that hasn't caught a pass in 2 weeks?
I mean, the Bills, maybe.
They have 2 tight ends.
The Bills got 2 good tight ends.
But they don't have a number 1 wide receiver either, so. And do they have 2 good tight ends, or do they have just 2 tight ends whose names you know?
And I still argue.
I can't call their names right now. Kincaid and
Knox.
So see,
yeah. I still argue that Andrews is hurt. I don't believe he's 100%. Like his body language, like he blocked well, but this ain't you don't see him asking calling for the ball. Like he dropped the pass. He just kind of whatever. I just feel like he's not 100% yet. He knows it. The team knows it, and they're just not going to disclose his injury. But I don't think he's fully healthy.
Or it could be the stress of the talks about him being traded because of his salary cap hit at the end of the year. That could be weighing on him. That's why he's not complaining. I'm a team guy. I'm with you guys. Like,
because he definitely playing selfless.
Donation.
Yeah, my man Sugars was out there blocking his ass off yesterday.
But no, it's like any other player. It depends on what the offer is. The offers they're getting are very likely not worth trading.
Right.
But if somebody offers you a day 2 pick, get them out. Get them out and get Charlie Kolar in there.
Yeah, my thing is like with the way he's playing right now, and not necessarily to his own credit because of the emergence of Likely. What value will somebody if you traded Mark right now, it's probably gonna be for like a 5th or a 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And to me that ain't worth it. You just ride it out if that's the case.
Yeah.
You just ride it out because
he's more valuable to you sitting on the bench just in case than getting a 5th or a 6th round pick that you can use for another punter.
Yeah. to me, he's more valuable at tight end, running a little hook right over the center, and having both linebackers sit there and look at him and let everybody else catch the ball. Yeah. That's what he's doing right now. He running the same little routes, and people are looking at him like, oh, that's Mark Andrews, and then we throwing the ball to other people.
I think Lamar doing the same thing.
Right.
Oh, that's Mark Andrews. Nope.
He's like, where justice at?
Right.
Now where justice at?
Lamar could be losing trust in him because there was a point in time where Lamar would force feed him the ball. Yeah. Now, even when he seems slightly open, Lamar's like, your hands.
I always maintain because people say he loved Mark Andrews. I always maintain he force fed him the ball because he didn't have nobody else.
Anybody else?
He didn't want to be throwing to Mark Andrews every single down. Who wants that?
Hey,
well, also,
hey, this message is brought to you by Eat a Dick New Era. But go ahead.
Oh, all right.
What?
Well, like Coach said, man, like when he freelances a lot, and I think Lamar's at a point where no, we're not doing any more freelancing. You need to be where you need to be. Everybody needs to execute. Maybe he ain't doing that.
And if you're not at that spot, I'm not throwing it to you.
I'm not throwing it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't even being negative today, and this bitch come in here talking this shit. Shut the fuck up.
I like that kind of talk.
Get him out of here. Man, that's not the Israeli that was trolling us earlier, was it?
I don't even know who we talking about, but I like it.
I thought I was the volatile one.
That's messed up because I was pretty positive on that one guy.
We all been positive today. We ain't been tripping.
No, I'm talking about every week.
Yeah,
so I believe in that dude every week.
Yeah.
What's the?
We're not allowed to say.
The man.
Redacted.
Redacted.
Yeah. Anyway, I apologize, man. You just get tired of it, man.
No need to apologize.
You just get tired of it. Like they've been setting that up all day, and he probably just made that email.
Probably.
I just made that email. What it is, man.
You know what? Throw some likes on the stream, okay? Get the positive energy back up, okay? Get the energy back up in the chat. All right, hit a subscribe. That'll help Coach's attitude.
I owe him points anyway. Let me go and give him points. Go ahead. Finish the question. Go ahead and give him points.
There you go. I'm just saying, get coaches up. You know, make coach feel even better. Subscribe over to more Sip to Tally. You're close to 1,000 subscribers, right?
I am close to 1,000 subscribers over there. I got 3 videos planned for this week because I couldn't get my 3 out last week because of the hurricane. But I got 3 videos planned for this week. Capital planned.
Right. Look,
Capital planned.
I'm looking at the stream. 191 people in here. We can get Coach more Sip to Tally. Okay, just go over there, hit subscribe, come right back, get him over 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, they see he done, I can't even find the damn button no more. He done pissed me off. Hold on, here I go. All right. So my bad. I'm tripping. I apologize.
You good.
To the people in the chat, I apologize. I shouldn't get out of character like that, but sometimes buttons get pushed, and that's been set up all day. That's been brewing all day.
I stay in character. Fuck them.
that's been brewing all day. But I think we got one question left. Did y'all finish that one? Because I know I interrupted somebody. I apologize.
What is it?
So should Mark be traded? I'll say no.
What is it?
No, I saw a comment that shocked me for a second, and I don't
What
know.
was the comment?
It was let me see if I pull it back. I'm gonna paraphrase. Oh, have you ever heard of Robert Ory? Andrews is our Robert Ory, and that could not possibly be further from the truth.
Wait a minute.
He's the least clutch player on the team. That's like the opposite of Robert Ory. He has 0 fucking touchdowns in the playoffs. What do you mean, Robert Ory?
Wait a minute.
Mark Andrews?
You talking about Cisco?
I remember when.
Wait a minute. Are we talking about Cisco?
Hold on. See, now we was on a positive train, but now since y'all want to go there,
he got to be talking about, or they got.
I know what I'm saying. When Hollywood was here, Hollywood was the only dude, only receiver that showed up after week 17.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The only dude. So ain't nothing, people decline. They don't status either get better or you get worse. Yep. And not saying Mark got worse, but we now have more weapons around him. So he don't have to get the ball 19 times. We don't have to force him the ball. You got Zay out there. You got Likely out there. We actually got a legit running back now. So he, you know, and a caller made a statement earlier about him being a gravity player, and whether that's true or not, if linebackers are going to mark and other people can eat, so be it. So be it.
Not now, no.
Yeah. He doesn't have a touchdown catch in the postseason. You're disqualified from comparing him to Robert Ory.
He doesn't average 50 yards a game in the postseason. What are we talking about?
All right, look, okay. Let's go back to positivity. He has
let's go to the next question, man. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah,
Go to the next question.
I got all these NBA champions.
He had some clutch blocks last night. I'll give him that.
We go to the next question. Hey, Jose, we go to the next question. We go to the next question. We go to the next question. Clutch blocks. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, so positivity. We ending on positive, and because all these were good positive questions, and you flame mother.
I'm sorry.
How impressive was Justice Hill last night?
Very, very impressive.
Extremely. I'm a fan.
Yes.
Yeah. Love Justice Hill.
Huh?
What'd you say, B?
Love Justice Hill.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, even, you know, we make fun of him for not, you know, for closing his eyes and just throwing his body in a random direction in pass pro. But like,
last year.
even in pass pro, he's trying. Even when he's failing, right?
Not this year.
No. I'm just saying, like, even at that point, like, he was trying. He's always out there giving it 100%. And look, we thought that even when he was a rookie, you know, we watched him in the preseason, that he had something, that he could be I thought, you know, maybe a starting running back, but he's found his role in Baltimore and he's playing it very, very, very well.
And he got to just out the extension.
Yeah.
He's earning his money.
He definitely is. I just, you know, I've been impressed with his game. Like, just, you know, pass blocking. He's been the Ravens' best guard. You know, been wide receiver one. You know, he's just doing a little bit of it all. And you know, you go back a couple years ago, you know, he was the best gunner that they had on special teams too.
Sure,
like that's what kept him around.
So
you know, it's good to see him, you know, play this way and actually have meaningful touches in the game and be able to make an impact. Because, you know, last night, those were some big plays that he made, you know, on big third down situations. So if you can unlock that, you know, that's another weapon that teams have to focus on now, and it can open things up for like a Likely or Zay Flowers or Bateman, you know, or Mark Andrews. So it's, you know, the more weapons you have, the more guys that contribute, the better it is for everybody.
That's what I was saying, not to take any credit away from what Justice is doing himself, because he's playing very well. But that's also kind of a product of having Derrick Henry there. And, you know, hey, you're running 22 miles an hour at somebody at 250 pounds and running over their defenders. And then they come back and they can't even see Justice Hill. Right. and you know, it allows him to be more impactful in his role, having Derrick Henry there. And, you know, that's what we always
check this out.
Talent on the offense.
So yesterday during the watch party, and I was trying not to laugh at Dro. YPC Dro. Y'all know YPC Dro, right?
Yeah.
That's my cousin.
He kept putting there, he's like, DeMar Hamlin is making business decisions. Don't tackle Derrick Henry. And I was trying not to laugh at that man because that's a serious decision.
Right.
A serious, you know, what he was trying to say based off what didn't happen in the past.
Right.
Yeah. He didn't want to see Uncle Charles.
And bro, it took, and he just kept dropping $2 and kept dropping, and I was killing myself trying not to laugh.
How many people get that reference?
Huh?
How many people get that Uncle Charles reference? Uncle
Chris,
Charles
you ain't
shit. How many of y'all get that reference, y'all?
Bone Thugs and Harmony. So the thing is, another funny.
But he made the right decision.
He
Man.
did.
Like, he saw what happened to Taylor Rapp.
Right. Hey, somebody else went because you know Tua got hurt with DeMar Hamlin tackling him.
Right.
Yes.
Somebody said DeMar Hamlin got his KD back to 1 on tackling 2. So if you know what KD is, you gotta play Call of Duty.
Oh my gosh.
Sports fans are terrible people. Absolutely terrible.
When did we become this?
DeMar Hamlin, you made the right decision. I don't care what
100%.
anybody says.
Bump that.
Like, don't be the next victim.
I don't know what you're talking about, Stacey. I didn't delete no comments, Stacey. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, you've been real respectful, Stacey. You've been a real G through the calling show and right now. I don't know. Sometimes the program be tripping, but I ain't deleting no comments other than that stuff earlier. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it was the bot by mistake.
It might have been the bot. 'Cause I do have some banned words, so it might have been the bot. It might have been the bot. I got some banned words.
We got a banned word.
Hey, Rob Father, it was wrong, but it was funny. Cause at least I'm laughing the day after. Cause when he kept putting it in there yesterday, I was ignoring it. I ignored it. But I had to put his comment up because he paid for it. But it was funny. Oh my goodness. All right. So one last question and we get about here. No, I got 2 questions. I'm sorry. I told these people I do it and I do it. Hold on, B. I know. There wasn't 2 over there, so if it's more than 2, I ain't doing but the 2 that's over there. It's still 2. 2 submitted questions. What was Harb's explanation for calling the second time out after we used one on Hump's injury?
Good question. I didn't hear what he said.
He actually took accountability. I clutched my pearls.
What did he say?
My gracious.
He actually said, that was on him, and he wished he could take it back. He said that's one that he's gonna look back on and wish he never did. And I was like,
Okay.
who the hell is this?
All right, cool.
Yeah.
We need more of that.
I like that answer.
And the thing is,
That's real easy to do when you win 35-10.
it's true
Yes.
that it is.
Yes.
I know I do it easy. 35-10. Yeah, that's me. My bad.
Not for him though. Not easy for him.
And the second question: if Harbaugh doesn't call plays during the game, what are his responsibilities? Managing the clock can't be it. So I guess it was a question with a statement at the end of it. So I don't know if this really a question. Might have been just a statement.
It's just a simple question. He's a cheerleader.
Well, yeah, somebody has to ask Lamar if he wants to go for it on 4th and relay that to the rest of the team.
Cam and D Weezy, y'all about to go to Shadow Round.
Uh-oh. I don't know what y'all saying.
They talking about Proche.
No.
Oh damn.
Damn, we back there.
Talking about Proche should be a banned word.
Okay, I got it. John Harbaugh's job for the Baltimore Ravens is to be Lamar Jackson's son.
Ooh,
He needs
disrespectful.
Lamar.
But respectful.
Lamar needs somebody to yell at and tell them how to do their job.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. That brought up a point I thought about earlier. When Chris was talking earlier about Lamar's role, I think it was Chris. I think Lamar has really taken on this new lead because Lamar used to be a leader by example.
Yes.
I think he's now a vocal leader now, to the point where like when stuff ain't going right, he ain't just letting it slide and talking about it maybe in a meeting later on, or with a one-on-one meeting, like he letting it be known right now. It needs to get fixed ASAP, and I think you see that bleed into Derrick Henry because of what happened with him and Ronnie, and I think it's gonna be infectious offensively, and they just gonna get better and better. And as far as like when Lamar leads that way, they just gonna get better. And even when he fumbled the ball, normally he go over there and pout. He didn't. He didn't this time. He went and he owned it. My bad. Let's go get something else. So that to me that shows growth as a more maturity as a leader from our quarterback, and that's even great. And if he keeps up with these numbers that he have, I thought he could win MVP like playing like this. I don't think he can, but I think we can win more games with them playing the way they playing right now. I don't think he can win MVP like this, but I think we can win more games as a team playing the way he playing. What you guys think?
He'll definitely be in the conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
But unfortunately, outside of Sam Darnold, The way the offense is
Who?
being played, Sam Darnold.
Who that?
Okay, exactly. So outside of him right now, he's not, which is not sustainable for him. Offense has been down across the league, so they're not going to be these gaudy numbers.
Got to ban that damn cover too.
Right, take it out the game, ruining it. So at the end of the season, there aren't going to be these quarterbacks with these gaudy numbers. So if Lamar Jackson can keep up his statistics like this, being very efficient, he may not throw for 36 touchdowns, but he might get 27. He might end up with 4 interceptions. He may have 700 yards rushing and 8-9 touchdowns, which may be good enough to win him the MVP. And if the Ravens can figure the formula out and start winning, and they have the number 1 team in the league again, by far, especially from where they started to maybe being the number 1 seed, he can easily win MVP.
Got it.
Because Pat Mahomes is playing like old Josh Allen.
Yeah, and he started losing weapons every game.
Yeah.
Taking his weapons out.
Yeah. Chris,
Yes,
you
sir.
weren't here when we did the like the intro type stuff. DCP, any news, or y'all still to be determined, or
Yeah, we just chilling right now.
just chilling? Okay, ain't nothing spectacular happening, y'all. But y'all got to jump on. Y'all at least got to do a quarterly, man. It's 4 games, man. You tell Mike. I'm gonna tell Mike. Y'all got to.
We just did one after week 1. Come on.
Okay, so week 5 then. Okay, week 5.
All right, we'll see.
But anyway, so I do want to apologize for me and Chris's show, and I want to apologize to you too, Chris. But the circumstances. Wednesday, for those that don't know, I had to take care of my latest. We got away from the situation that was going on here in Florida, and so I wasn't able to get on with Chris. And then we was gonna try to do it the next day. Then people actually made him do work at his job. I don't know what they were thinking.
It's crazy.
And so we couldn't get it done. But in order just trying to keep going back and forth, we just decided to cancel it and just come back this week. So Wednesday, and unless something crazy happened, Chris and I will be back with Chalk Talk, going over X and O's from the game that happened last night versus the Bills. Jose and B, lunch break hot take at shortly after me and Chris. Me and Chris going at 6:30. They'll be shortly thereafter at like 7:15 ish. Hendo and B, there with Suge Knight 323 on the Steel Claw. I mean, I forgot the name. Trying to be funny.
Still
conspiracy. Tomorrow is it 9?
9
Eastern
Standard Time.
9 Eastern Standard Time. And then me, I'll be popping in and out with videos from here and there. I got Travis Jones popping off tomorrow at 11 o'clock, aka Big Za. If you know who that is, you know who that is. Everybody's link is in the description, so please go subscribe to my other channel, Hendo's channel, Jose and B's channel, Lunch Break Hot Take, DCP, because whenever they put out good stuff, you don't want to miss it. And their stuff is mostly in true podcast form, so it won't be video. It'll be true podcast form, so it'll be something you can listen to while you getting your walk on or on your ride to work or your commute or whatever. But everybody else, you know where we at, and I appreciate you guys for coming out. And this is one of our most positive shows. So the only negativity was toward a couple people. It wasn't toward the Ravens. You brought the negativity to yourself. So
because they like it.
I know they do. They
And
just
I
want
want
that
to
attention.
reiterate something that Hendo says, man. Like, support all of us, okay? Like,
Yes.
these other fan bases are showing you up, because that Bills fan base, man, they show out.
Yeah,
They
it
show
ain't just
out.
the Bills though. It ain't just the
Oh
Bills.
No, it's a lot of them, okay?
Mhm.
And I know we have the best fan base out there, so go out there and support your content creators. All right, there's a bunch of us out here, a few, most of them are right here right now. So
Right.
links in the description. Is easy for you. Hit the subscribe on your way out and share it with a friend and loved one. All right.
Listen,
Exactly. Agnes, who you? Yeah, they did. Agnes, they did. Tell them, hey, get on them.
get on
They
it.
brought it on themselves because we was chilling. We was over here chilling.
Now listen, if
We
y'all
was over here chilling.
want to help me out personally, like I'm like 120 waiting 5K.
Hey, there it is. Roll
go.
Pod.
Let's go.
Roll Pod. Link in the description.
I'd
Roll
appreciate
Pod. Link in the description. And
I'd
it's 187 here right now. 170. Roll Pod. Link in the description. Go make it happen. We're gonna run these credits, and then we're gonna be up out here. So y'all don't hang up. Just give me about 60 seconds, all right, fellas?
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Cool.
Make sure these credits come up. Appreciate y'all. I want to make sure I shout out everybody for the donations or the supers. KP, who else? Rave Kingdom, 86 Ghosts, JT 407, DZ. Who else we got? What else we got? Is that it? Is that it? Oh, that's it for today. So I appreciate everybody for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us.